Hello and welcome. This is part 3 to make a 6-petal flower with picots or points, and the size will fit on a standard A2 size greeting card. I'm using Love This Cotton by Hobby Lobby. It's a size 4 bulk, and I am using a size H crochet hook. So in my previous video, I made the inside of the flower already. These two are exactly what you see inside this flower. The definition will come when you make the petals inside the chain spaces. You really don't see much definition right now. So I'm going to start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count my chain spaces, looks good. I have put a slip stitch onto my red yarn. And I'm going to start the petals. Now this is what each petal looks like. And I have a book here where I picked out some symbols, but this one does not have a half treble symbol. So I kind of had to make up one. But each petal looks like this. Each petal is a single crochet, half a double, a half treble, a double, a half double, and a single crochet. Now I don't put anything in between the petals. It looks like the petals are floating on top of the white. If you add an extra chain stitch in between the petals, you'll get a look like this. It will separate your two single crochets. So it depends on the look that you like. I liked the floating look myself, so I went ahead and I did not put a single crochet into the single crochets in the white part, but you could. That's not what I'll do here, just to let you know. So I'm going to start making a petal. And you can see my white ended over here, so I generally pick somewhere else to start the red. I've got the yarn on my hook. I hold the yarn behind the white, and I put my hook into the front. And now I'm going to start making my petal right away. Single crochet is my first stitch. Okay, I'm going to pull on my tail a little, and I'm going to pull on the yarn. I'm going to continue with my half double. Excuse me, I'm going to make my double crochet, and the size is increasing towards the peak of the petal. Okay, and the very peak of my flower is a half treble. 2 yarn overs. I'm going to pull 2 through and then pull 3 through. And you know what I don't show on here? There's a picot on here. Let me see if she's got picot. It looks like a Pisces sign in a circle. There's a picot to make the point. This is a picot, which is just a fancy way of saying chain 3, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and you're going to slip stitch back into the first chain that you made. You slip it and you tighten it, and there's your peak. Okay, it's time to come down the other side. I've got a full double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet coming up. Now the second half of the flower petal, it's going to be a lot harder to keep your tension. On the way up, you can see how my picots before you start working with the yarn to stretch it. It's very easy to stay tight on this side of the petal. Very hard from here down, keeping the tension. So this is where you'll start really working. So to do a double crochet, you're going to yarn over. I'm going to pull my yarn really close down. I want very little room on there because this centerpiece is going to get really loose. See that? Drives me crazy. And if you don't like what you have, you can keep redoing it. Try to be really careful. But you can see it's going to be, if you don't like what you see, just redo it. You can get a lot of slack in there because you're coming back down. That looks okay to me. I'm going to do a half double. Get those stitches as close together as I can. And you can see that center one is just really lax no matter what you do. Alright, and then a single crochet. And the single crochet is the last stitch in this petal. Okay, and there is your petal. So at this point you have a choice of whether to do a single crochet or slip stitch in between, which I haven't done yet, except for that large flower. You could add a single crochet in between your white area, but I think I like it together, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I have been doing, because I'm very partial to it, I guess. So from here, I finished one petal. You just go right into the next petal. You skip your 2 single crochets in the white. You look for your next 2 chain space, which is right there. And I just jump right on over, and I do my first single crochet. Okay, then you do a half double. Then you're going to do a double. And I've reached the top of my petal. I'm going to do a half triple, half treble. Okay, there's my half treble for the peak of the petal. I'm going to add my picot, which is chain 3 and slip stitch it back together. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Okay, and I'm going to do the second half of the petal coming down, and I'm going to really watch the slack in my yarn. This is where it gets hard. Oops, if it's going to be a double, you better yarn over first. So pull it tight, tight. See, that just drives me crazy. Can you see that extra slack in there? It just pops right up. Yeah, it's okay. All right. A half double. Look at the slack in that second wrap. It's acceptable, but barely, so I'm going to keep it. And then a single crochet for the last stitch in the petal. All right, so there's 2 petals. This flower has 6 chain spaces in the white, so you should have 6 petals. I'm going to start number 3. Single crochet, and I'll come back when I get to petal 6.